What's going on, guys? Simply Emu here with a tutorial on a basic mod for rolled out. This isn't going to be super in-depth, but just the basics you might need to know to get experimenting, because I just discovered this recently, so maybe you can help me figure out better ways to do it. First off, you're going to need two programs linked in the description: UE Viewer or U Model, boom, and then the Blender 3D import, or there's a plugin for 3ds Max, but I use Blender, so down description. Download those, extract them, whatnot, and then you can move on to the next step. We're going to start with U Model right here to extract Morris the rat from the game. So open that folder, run the U Model program, and you'll get a little window like this. It's going to say path to game files. Click the three dots to go find out where. For me, it's going to be my second drive and my Steam library. Then Steam apps, common. So once you go to where your Steam library is, then your Steam apps, common, you can find rolled out. And then you'll see two folders, and you'll click rolled out again, and then click content and select the folder. So your path should be your Steam library, Steam apps, common, rolled out content. Then click override game detection. This is going to let the UE model viewer say rolled out uses Unreal Engine 4, specifically version 4.25. Because each U asset file is different depending on the game engine used. Like 4.24 doesn't work with 4.25 sometimes. So just select 4.25 and then click OK. You can ignore all this if you're just doing a model export. You'll get this folder. You can see all the game assets. We want meshes because that's the 3D model. Scroll down and you will see Rat Final. Rat Final is the main model. And then you have the animations. Then the physics model thing, the skeleton. But we just want Rat Final. And then click open. You'll see Morris. They are looking fine. Very smug. And then you can click skeletal mesh. Find animations. But if you're going to make your own, that doesn't matter. Oh, and there is a bunch of errors trying to load the bones and stuff. So you can just do this. You can look at it. And then to actually export it, we're going to go to Tools. Export current objects. And then you have to choose a place to export it to. So we're going to do C. I'm just putting it in my modded folder. The place where I have U model. Leave all of this default and click OK. You should see in the console over here, exported four objects. Because I didn't choose to export the animations, but you can. So now we're going to close this out. And that's how you export the model. Next, I'm going to show you how to load it in Unreal. Okay, so now that you have that model exported, it should be in, for me it's in U Model Export, Meshes, and you should see the PSK, the TGA, which is the texture, I believe, and material, and then there's the skeleton. So now you're going to want to open Blender. Just open it, delete that ugly cube, and install the plugin that I have downloaded in the description. Once you install that plugin, you should just be able to go to File, Import, and that plugin gives you the skeletal mesh, which is the model. And if you export the animations, you can import them here after the model. So we're going to click PSK. I won't be showcasing this in this video, in this video. So mesh. We're going to go to where we save the model. Meshes, and you should see then wrapfinal.psk. I don't think you need to reorient the bones or anything, but you're just going to import it. You have Morris right here. The only issue is the skeleton. These are the bones, this green right up here at the top. So the bones are not properly aligned with that. So if you tried to export that and use it in game, it wouldn't work because the skeleton's off. I had a buddy of mine fix it for me. I'm not sure exactly what he did, but he was able to get that down onto Morris so their animations would work properly. But basically, the reason you want to import this into Blender is just so you have a canvas or like a sizing to work off of to make something to import back into the game. And whenever you make your thing, you're just going to save it as an FBX file. So export FBX, which is built into Blender. And when I did it, I had the same, I didn't touch any of the settings, but I don't know exactly what I'm doing, to be honest. But if you have your proper animations, you just need to make sure you can export it to an FBX file. I'm going to just cancel out of that. And now that you have your FBX file exported, we are going to go into Unreal Engine. So if you don't have Unreal Engine, download the Epix Game Launcher and download 4.25.x. So it doesn't matter as long as it's 4.25. I'm going to cut and transition over to that. Okay guys, once you have Unreal Engine 4.25 installed and launched, you should be at a window like this. What you want to do is click New Project Categories Game. Next. You can just leave blank selected. Next. Don't have to mess with any of this as far as I have seen. And then right here where it says name, just name it rolled out like that and click Create Project. I already have the project made. So I'm just going to go back and open my pre-made project. You'll get this loading, rolled out editor. Let me delete all this. When you launch, you're going to get a blank screen like this without this meshes folder. So you should see this editor at the top. File Explorer down here, and it should say Content. If it says Content, you're good to go, and you'll just right click, New Folder, and name it Meshes. Capital M is important because we are actually matching the folder structure that Rolled Out uses. So if I go, oops, wrong folder. So if I go here to my D drive, and then my Steam library, Steam apps, common. So if you go to your rolled out and then content, as you can see, the main folder Unreal has as content, and then the model is in the meshes folder. So open that up. Yours will be blank. I was messing around with a hex, a different shaped ball, dodecahedron. So right click. You're going to want to right click, click import to game/meshes, and find your model file. Mine, I believe, is in my downloads somewhere. wrapfinal.fbx. You're going to want to have skeletal mesh selected, I believe. Well, it depends. I believe you want skeletal mesh checked It might depend based on how you made your model, so that I'm not too sure. And then I have import animations checked. I can leave all this default. And then just click import. This might not be perfect model because I was messing around with a bunch of random things. Ah, yes. So this is what you should get, except not as many animations. Realistically, when you do it, you should only have 14 animations. So that, like that. And what you need to go do is you can leave the material, which will be your texture. Mine, I just chose a blank texture. Everything else, you're gonna want to right click, rename, and name the main model rat final. And the skeleton will be rat file underscore skeleton. And this yellow underlined one, which is the physics asset, will be rat final underscore physics asset. And if you want to know what you need to name all your models, go into your rolled out content, meshes, and then scroll down to where you see rat final. I know you might not be able to read this because my font's small, but you can see there's rat final underscore anim underscore armature underscore falling dot u asset. And basically for each one of those, that's exactly what you need to name your model. So I'm going to cut, go do that to all of mine, and then come back and show you when it's done. Okay, now that you've renamed them, I actually decided not to because I had an existing mod saved here that I was working on. But once you rename them all, you're going to want to select everything, right click, and save. So you can just click the first one, press shift to select them all, right click save. And once you save, these little asterisks will go away. Once that's done and you have them named exactly how all these files from here down to here are, name them after the UAsset ones. You can ignore the .uexp. Once that's all named and you've saved them, we're going to go to Edit, Project Settings, and this project settings will only be changing one time. You'll see the big name project and go under Packaging. In Packaging, just make sure this first option that says Use Pack File is unchecked. So that just means it will generate a bunch of UAsset files instead of one file with all the UAssets in it. Once you do that, you can press Exit, then go to File, Package Project, Windows 64-bit, or 32, it just depends on what OS you're on. And then it will ask, select a folder. So I created a folder called Cooked. And then click Select. And then it will take a few minutes because it's going to take and export all this into a game, its own game. Okay. So now once you've done that, go ahead and go to where you told it to save it. You can close out of Unreal Engine. So this is my rolled out folder. I'm going to leave that there and just open a new file explorer. Go to my second drive and my Unreal projects. See, I have a project rolled out and then my cooked folder. Inside cooked, you'll have Windows No Editor. I don't know why it's called Windows No Editor on mine, but that's what it was. And then you'll have rolledout.exe, but you want the rolled out folder. And then you have content, and inside content you have meshes. So we can open up meshes, and you see you have material.uasset.exp, rat final, which is going to be your custom model, and then all the animations, the physics model, and the skeleton. And if you see, all of the things I named it match up perfectly with what's in the game files. So before you copy them over, go to your game files. I'm going to shift click from wrapfinal.uasset to wrapfinalskeleton.uexp. And I'm also going to scroll up to the top and do material, because that's the texture file for Morris or your new custom model. I'm just going to copy those and go to my desktop real quick. Desktop /rolled out modding, and I made a folder called backup, and I'm going to paste all that in there for if you ever want to restore to Morris before a new update. Go back here. I'm going to select all of this and just copy it all and then paste it in here. And it's going to say 36 files with the same name. You want to replace them. And then that should be it. I'm also going to copy over this custom ball that I took from the game. It's going to come out soon. And copy that over. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. So once you have that, just open up, copied over, you can open up Steam. I recommend before doing any of this, you go to rolled out properties, updates, and change it to only update this game when I launch it. Because if the game auto updates while you have a modded character, there's a chance it corrupts it and you'll have to uninstall and reinstall the game. So make a backup, don't enable auto updates, and before an update just revert to the original files, then you can bring your new ones back after. So now you should just be able to click play on the game. It's going to do the index stage thing, because this is a fresh install for me. Press any button, where it's going to go to the playground. And the playground ready, loads. Set, roll. And you see a custom model. And you see I have a walking animation. My animations weren't designed to fit in this ball. It's made for like a shooter. So that's why he's walking out of the ball. It's not even a he, it's like just an inanimate object. It's like a robot thing. So probably they. And that is how you low-key, quick, dirty, getting a model in the game.